Right, so this is for my people who are trying to survive and succeed in environments that treat learning curves as personal failures. For my trainee who feels slow, for my graduate who feels left behind, for my employee who rehearses their sentence in their head maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, God knows how many times before they speak. Because God forbid they sound stupid in front of someone who once unironically asked, can we circle back? For my people who work twice as hard just to feel half as confident, for my people who have a smile painted on their face their entire workday, then go home emotionally drained, collapse on their bed like, am I actually cut out for this? Do I have what it takes? Or am I a corporate hallucination? Because at some point in our career, someone is going to make us feel small. Someone is going to shake our confidence, chip away at our self-esteem. And it's never going to be in that dramatic cartoon villain style of you suck. No, it's going to be slick and professional. It's going to be that comment about your pace, that interesting tone that crops up when you start speaking, as if you're suggesting something ridiculous like running the company on God knows what, vibes and sticky notes. And if we're not careful, we're going to start internalizing that. We're going to start believing that, lowering our expectations and shrinking. Not because we want to, but because we're exhausted of being judged as we're trying our best. And in those moments, we need to remember something that flips the narrative in our head on its head, like completely flips the narrative, which is that our Creator, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is closer to us than our own jugular vein. Like He is closer to us than our anxiety. Like our fear is not louder than Him. And in Surah Taha, when Musa and Harun alayhi salam are about to meet the most intimidating man of their time, like literal tyranny with a crown, right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reminds them, قَالَ لَا تَخَفْ إِنَّنِي مَعَكُمَا أَسْمَعُ وَأَرَى. Like He doesn't say, I'm going to be with you when you've perfected your public speaking, or I'm going to be with you when you are more confident. No, He says, I'm with you in the fear, in the doubt, in the uncertainty, in the learning. Like Surah Taha figuratively goes up to imposter syndrome and goes, yeah? Nah. Before Musa alayhi salam was confident, recognized, had his credentials, right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَاسْتَنَعْتُكَ لِنَفْسِي. I'm going to pause here for a moment, because he was not chosen because he was ready. Like his worth wasn't based on performance, it was based on purpose. Just like ours. Like we're not here in terms of where we are today by accident. We weren't lucky, we didn't slip through by mistake. Even when we do have like imposter syndrome here in our head, giving us a full TED Talk speech and all, right, our Creator knows what we're capable of, even when we don't realize and see it for ourselves yet. And when Musa alayhi salam gets his mission right, he doesn't pretend he's fearless. He doesn't fake confidence. He's upfront and honest. He goes, رَبِّ اشْرَحْ لِي صَدْرِي وَيَسِّرْ لِي أَمْرِي وَاحْلُلْ عُقْدَةً مِّن لِسَانِي يَفْقَهُ قَوْلِي. Like, he admits he needs help. He admits he's feeling scared. He feels limited. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala responds, قَالَ قَدْ أُوتِيتَ سُؤْلَكَ يَا مُوسَى. Herein is the lesson that we need to keep at the forefront of our mind. Like, our Creator subhanahu wa ta'ala is not waiting for us to be flawless before He supports us. No, He supports us while we're learning, while we're insecure, uncertain, trying to figure things out in our head. And it's all the more reason for, like, our weaknesses should not be the reason why we give up. No, we should continue persevering and turn to Him harder. Musa alayhi salam had a physical stutter. Our stutter today looks like us asking too many questions, making mistakes in front of everyone else, feeling awkward in professional spaces, not having the right connections, all of that stuff, right? And that's okay. That's okay. Musa alayhi salam, like we've already discussed, he wasn't chosen for his credentials, his confidence, but he was still given a mission, and he still went on to change the course of history, right? So why do we behave like where we are today is where we're going to be forever? We're not. We're not. And here's the thing. People will notice your learning phase. Some people will support you, others will not. Some people will judge you by one mistake that you've made like it's your entire personality. Some will judge you silently. Some people you'll just feel like you constantly have to prove yourself just to be taken seriously. And it's kind of what Musa alayhi salam was dealing with when it came to Fir'aun. Like Fir'aun was bringing up his past, embarrassing him, questioning his credibility, all of that jazz, right? And it's like the oldest trick in the book. Like, when someone can't defeat your potential, they will crush your confidence. You've got to watch out for that. But remember what our Creator subhanahu wa ta'ala said to Musa alayhi salam. قَالَ لَا تَخَفْ إِنَّنِي مَعَكُمَا أَسْمَعُ وَأَرَى. Like, our Creator is with us when our heart's racing in that meeting, when we're too scared to open up that email that we're supposed to be reading, when we just feel overwhelmed at work, when we're making those quiet prayers on our way to work, when we feel drained at the end of the day, when we're putting in our best efforts and trying to learn from our mistakes. Like, he sees all of that. And our Creator subhanahu wa ta'ala also says to Musa alayhi salam, لِنُرِيكَ مِنْ آيَاتِنَا الْكُبْرَى. So let's take a step back. Let's look at our lives, right? Because there's been moments where opportunities have come from places we didn't see coming. Help came when we just thought, you know what, I'm done, right? And all of this to say, right, we didn't get to where we are by accident, even when imposter syndrome is out here saying otherwise. And I've said this before, if we're not careful, the world will have us feeling like our value as a human being is tied to our payslip. It is not. Like, our net worth is not our self-worth. Our payslip, our paycheck is not our price tag. Like, you've got to remember, Fir'aun had everything that the world celebrates. Like, he was the leader of the ancient world, right? And he still failed. Musa alayhi salam, on the other hand, had sincerity, and he left behind a legacy. In some ways, you could argue the scene about the magicians, right, is like an analogy of our real world. It is the polished performances, people clapping for the illusions, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَأَلْقِي مَا فِي يَمِينِكَ تَلْقَفْ مَا صَنَعُوا إِنَّمَا صَنَعُوا كَيْدُ سَاحِرٍ. Like, substance will always outlast the illusion, right? And in today's world, the illusion is like the loud confidence without any depth. It is the status without the ethics. It is the performance without the purpose. And what we're building through our tears, sweat, and God knows what, we are building the real resilience, the character, the skills. Like, what we have right now might not look like anything, but we are getting there. We just need to hold on. And what we have and we're crafting will last. Moving on to toxic environments. Like, we've got to remember Musa alayhi salam literally grew up in Pharaoh's palace. And we know how Pharaoh felt about Musa alayhi salam's type of people, right? And so the place that would have, in theory, would have broken him, ended up training him. And in a similar vein, for those of us in high pressure work environments with little support, constant competition, toxic, so to speak, we might actually be in the process of being trained. And so just going by what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to Musa alayhi salam, which was وَأَلْقَيْتُ عَلَيْكَ مَحَبَّةً مِّنِّي وَلِتُصْنَعَ عَلَىٰ عَيْنِي. Like, he placed love for Musa alayhi salam in people's hearts. And in a similar vein, he could place opportunities and allies and mentors in ours, probably when we least expect it, but right on time. And to summarize, 3 things that we're going to remember. We are becoming, we are training, and we are developing. And before we attempt the tasks that scare us, we're going to go in with Musa alayhi salam's dua, and we are going to try anyway, we are going to apply anyway, we're going to learn anyway, and we are going to grow anyway. So here's to us becoming.